Captain Jason Jones with Asheboro Fire Department, and we're here today to talk about fire extinguisher safety. But there's a lot to know about extinguisher safety and what types to use and how to use them. Today I brought an assortment of fire extinguishers. I've got a foam extinguisher, I've got water extinguishers, I have CO2 extinguishers, and I have the most common, an ABC combination fire extinguisher. All right, the reason I'm telling you all of these fire extinguishers, I'm sure that your facilities take each one. But about to understand the fire extinguishers, let's go into a little bit about a fire science. We got the fire triangle, okay, which a fire triangle has fuel, heat, and oxygen. And all three of those put together, if not safely done, will create a chemical reaction. Well, when that happens, you've got to know what type of fire extinguisher to use. And when we're talking about fire extinguishers and their ratings, we go through Class A, and Class A is a common combustible wood, paper, and clothes material. A Class B is for flammable liquids. Class C is for electrical. Class D, which you probably will never have to use, is for metals. All right, and Class K is cooking. And as far as, I do not have a Class K here, but Class K would be found in your cafeterias and things, so they could use it for cooking. But ABC works for all of the above, which is the common combustibles, the flammable liquids and greases, and the electrical. You don't have to worry about Class D unless you work in a metal fabricating shop. Okay? So as far as fire extinguisher safety goes, obviously when we look at a fire extinguisher, we have a gauge on it, okay? A gauge tells me if it's green is good, red is bad. Sometimes it's hard to read, especially if you wear glasses, but pay attention to it because that can tell you if you've got a good operating fire extinguisher. All right, as far as this one was for foam, when you use that to put out some gas and stuff like that. As far as the water actually would put out stuff like ordinary combustibles, and it tells you right here there's a pictogram that tells you what to put out. And this one says ordinary combustibles. You cannot use water on flammable liquids because it will spread the fire. Also, you can't use it on electrical because you can get electrocuted. All right, the CO2 fire extinguishers. All right, what the CO2 fire extinguishers put out is almost like a dry ice. Okay, so if I squirted it on the floor right here, it'd be a gas state and it actually throws particles of ice. But what that does is it takes the oxygen away from the fire. Okay, so that would be good for, you could use that on a combination of fires, gas or electrical, because it does not conduct electricity. As far as the ABCs, which is that's what you'll be using in your facility most of all. So you've got a combination extinguisher. It covers all three. So your ordinary combustibles, flammable liquids, and electrical. All right. Like I said earlier, check your gauge out. If your gauge is good, then you're good to use it. As far as the way a fire extinguisher works, I've got plenty of handouts, and I'm sure you're aware of that. Y'all seen them before. But it's called pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. So this is a live fire extinguisher. So if you can see the little breakaway tab here, sometimes they're a little bit aggravating. If you just pull it, you aim the nozzle and you squeeze the handle and you sweep at the base of the fire. That's the way that would work. And you've seen how it is a little aggravating to pull the pin out, but you just got to tug on it just a little bit. As far as a handout that y'all are familiar with, we've got it. It's called raise and pass. All right, the reason I go through this every time is because of the RACE acronym. All right, the RACE acronym is Rescue, Alarm, and when I say alarm, every facility that we're talking about has a pull station, especially in daycare or city or county schools. Or I know everybody's got one of these, so they can use that too to call 911. All right, RACE, Rescue, Alarm, Contain the fire, which means shut the door. If you have a fire room, you can close it, which means that contains it to that one area, and then extinguish. Okay, as far as the pass, we've already went over pass. It's pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep. So now as far as our way we normally do it, every year at y'all's facility, we always do a training scenario. We have the extinguisher system set up here. So we come up here, we're gonna pull the pin, we're gonna aim the nozzle, we're gonna stay a safe distance back, which is between 6 and 7 feet, okay? We're gonna squeeze the handle, pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep at the base of the fire. Put the fire out. Okay, one of the biggest things I want y'all to remember is you always have to remember when you do fight fire with extinguisher, make sure your back area is toward an exit. Okay, that's number one. If the fire is too big, you feel like you cannot fight it with an extinguisher, don't fight it. That's why we get paid to do our job. Call 911, let the professionals put it out for you. Number three, if you do want to fight fire with a fire extinguisher, you decide to make that decision, always go in with a buddy. Okay, don't never go in by yourself. Make sure you tell someone, communicate. That way everybody else knows. Pull the pull station. That tells everybody in your facility, and that's what keeps them safe. So if you have any questions, you can go to our city website, look underneath the fire department. I'm the fire life safety educator, Captain Jason Jones. You can email me or you can call me. I can answer any questions that you have that's fire related. Thank you so much and have a good day.